My name is Ben Knowles from East Coast Yacht Sales, and in this video I'll be describing what I think are the features that really make the Sirena 58 stand out and make it special. So please take a look, and if you have any questions for me, feel free to reach out to me using the information below this video. So I'm going to start this video just with the exterior of the boat, because I think that the exterior profile of the Sirena is one of those things that does make it quite special. I don't think that the Sirena line is trying to do too much with their lines. It's a very stout boat, and the lines, in my opinion, are not very busy. It has this expedition styling to her, and purpose-built, purpose layout to her that just makes a lot of sense. I think that the entry with this blunt bow here is a really sharp look, but it also really helps smooth out the ride for the boat. Sirena is not trying to build too much volume in that forepeak area of the boat, which makes it really run through the chop really nicely. And I also really love how Sirena prioritizes within the engineering, design, and build. They prioritize building a vessel to Category A offshore safety standards, which in the world of these bigger volume vessels in this size range, a lot of folks aren't paying attention to that Category A offshore safety rating, but Sirena is, and that's another thing that makes this boat stand out amongst the rest. She, as you can see, she stands very tall. She's stout, as I've mentioned, but she also is engineered in such a way to keep the center of gravity low. For this superstructure here up to the hardtop has carbon fiber in it, and that is one of the many things that make it comply for this Category A safety rating. And that takes more effort, that takes more energy to do, but as a result of doing it, you get a more stable boat inherently without the use of seakeepers or anything like that, which this boat also has to then make it even more stable. As a part of the ease of the use of the boat, when cruising, this hydraulic swim platform drops down, which is really great. It's a simple way to deploy tender rather than having cranes and dealing with that up on the Flybridge. Having a tender down low here, it does keep the weight low, and Sirena spends a lot of time trying to keep that weight low, and it's just easier to deploy as well. And going up the side decks as well, I just really enjoy this safe and secure way to walk forward on the boat. When handling fenders and dock lines, it's really easy to do, just to go the full length of the boat without any vertical supports that are interfering with moving forward. Your hawse pipes also are just really substantial, and this hardware throughout the boat is really substantial. I love these cleats. We also spec these boats out with these electric capstan winches, so you can just flip up this line storage here. You've got a button to control the capstan, so you can use two hands to pull the line in. It's just little things like that that make the using of the boat really simple and safe and easy. But walking forward here underneath these covered hardtops, you just feel like you're walking forward on this just substantial yacht. I love this feeling, and you also will be coming forward fairly often because you have all this great seating area up here. It's just such a nice spot to spend your evenings. If you're planning on spending a lot of time on the boat, you want a lot of different living spaces, and paying attention to what's going on up on the bow here is one of those ways to maximize the various living spaces on board the boat. Also, a lot of boat manufacturers don't really pay too much attention to storage, and there's just down in here, these are huge fenders. There's a tremendous amount of space down in here. They put a bulkhead forward to separate the chain so that it doesn't get wrapped up into the extra gear that you may stored down here. And you also have a fresh and saltwater wash down as well. And you may notice we've got these lights on here that, again, just make it easy for when you are handling lines up here. And it does illuminate this space nicely at night as well. The pop-up lights are also really nice just to promote using this space up forward. But also continuing on with making space available for just general storage, which you're constantly looking for on boats that can be neglected. You've got these two storage bins here as well. Moving aft, again, heading to the theme of what I really like about these boats, to have this aft covered seating area, I think is really great as well. I really love this table setup that we did as well, because if this is a full beam table, you're kind of making it impossible to get to this center seat right here. And this way, it's easy. You can walk in here and then flip out this table, and these two tables will connect to make it one large table. So very clever. I really like that. These lights, exterior lights, are all dimmable as well, so you can tweak the ambiance to fit the mood as well. Another design layout feature that I really like is bringing this galley aft. That way you have your social space forward up here, and with these doors fully opened up, the galley is in a really logical place, because you'll be spending time out here, and you'll also be spending time up forward. So having this galley aft is very sensible. But I don't want to get too much further into the accommodations quite yet. I want to go to the Flybridge, which I think is special on this boat. There are a lot of boats in this size category that do have flybridges. It's just nice. There's no steps up on this flybridge. Once you're up here, there's no up and down. It feels level. Some of these flybridges just feel like there's this constant downward sloping feel going aft, and it kind of throws you off a little bit. The orientation, this feels nice and flat, and you have a huge amount of space up here. We even have a customer that has an exercise bike, a couple lounge chairs. There's just a lot of space back here that you can utilize. You do have a shower, which is unique up on the Flybridge. This is fairly typical. You have a grill here, but it is a nice thing to have when you do have so many folks enjoying time up here. And just like I was talking about for the bow, different living spaces on board, it's really great to have this Flybridge as an additional living space. If you're spending time on board, you certainly can lounge back here. There's outlets so you can plug in a computer or charge your devices, but you also have a little bit of a mixed use. If you want, you can fully open up this roof. This is a full carbon hardtop here. They've even done details like painted the Fusion stereos. They've painted this black or very dark gray just to keep the profile look down. They've even painted the domes and the radar, which, it just all little extra steps, but for a purpose. And but you can open up this moonroof here and let some extra sun in if you want. So it's with a touch of button, it's easy to change that. But on this bridge, you're up above everyone else, so you have this element of extra privacy if you're in a busy marina. I mean, we're in the off season now, so it's not too busy, but when you've got other folks in and around you, to be up on the Flybridge just gives you a little bit more of a privacy feeling, I think. And this Flybridge is just super substantial, and sensible stuff, like you have your ice maker here underneath the grill as well. There's a refrigerator, and great stid seats. This will be a spot where folks will spend a lot of time underway. To have a couple of stid seats, I think, are really nice, and your visibility forward is pretty spectacular. So another nice thing with the design concept of the Sirena, you know, she's a 18 knot cruise, but with the ability to have longer range at that 10 knot speed as well, at about 800 nautical miles at 10 knots. But you also only draw like 4 feet 1 inch. So you can do the Bahamas really well. You can sneak into smaller shoulder draft areas, much more so than other boats as well. You've got your refrigerator here, freezer. Won't get into all this too much. It's a very well fitted out galley, but just the fact that it's aft, I think, is special. And this table can double in size. You can sleep another person up here with a filler cushion right here, but to take it one step further, you've got drawers underneath these seating areas, just so it's easy to get to. These cushions just really have a nice homey feel. It's super comfortable when you're in here. Of course, you have a TV that pops up right here as well, but the richness, the details in lighting, even this detail like you have on the up on the hardtop, you know, they've made a very necessary thing, which is handrails to go forward in heavier seas, which, you know, that's another thing that some manufacturers forget about. But they also do some extra detail with the lighting. I love the lighting in and around the seating areas as well. Just warms this boat up really nicely. And your windows, of course, are huge. You're full. You only have one mullion in the center for this helm area, so you've just got this great panoramic view looking forward. Really love that. And now we'll head below for a couple details down here. And even starting with going down below, as you're walking down below, the steps are really nicely illuminated. You've got this nice feeling of security coming down below here. Just really love the details in these steps. And so this boat has a full beam master cabin aft, and what's unique about that is, you know, there are several of the companies that do these full beam masters. It's a little difficult to get it on a sub 60-foot boat, and just look at the size of these hull ports as well. They're really great. You even have a nice place to sit down in the master, read a book if you want to get out of Dodge a little bit. Again, another little place to spend time on the boat. And this day and age, when folks are trying to do some work on board the boats, you can do that right here as well. It's a nice area to sit and knock out some phone calls, some emails, and get stuff done. But with this master, it's in the middle of the boat. It's facing forward. It's the right position for shore. But also you don't have any odd steps when you're in this master. It's all one level here, and the headroom is fabulous as well. There aren't any dips down for headroom, so it's just this nice singular open feel. And of course you have a bunch of storage, hanging lockers and drawers, both mirrored on either side. Good queen size berth as well. Big TV, just bringing all the comforts from home on the boat. And the head is really great as well, the ensuite head for the master. Love this teak flooring, the teak grating in the stall shower. This is a really great size stall shower as well. And you just have a bunch of storage even in the head as well. So for linens and all that sort of stuff that you just need on board the boat when cruising. And with that, when cruising, you also have a really convenient spot for your washer. This is a combo unit here, and it's right where you want it to be in the stateroom, so you don't need to go too far. And then you can use this for another hanging locker or more linen storage and all that. This is a nice, good sized berth as well in here, and plenty of space to fold clothes. And you have also a hanging locker in here too. And I'll just show you the master, or the Ford VIP, sorry. This is the day head / head for the third stateroom. Again, really nice island queen berth. It's nice and quiet on board this boat as well. Great size head, hanging lockers, so you don't need to feel badly about inviting guests or family over. They're going to have a really nice spot on board. And last thing I want to show you is just the crew quarters or utility space, which I think is a great space on board the boat. But as we get there, I'll just point out this door here and look at the quality of this door here. The hardware choices that Sirena uses are top notch. It just makes you feel good about the boat. This is set up as crew quarters, but it's also just a great utility space. Certainly you can sleep another person in here. I've slept in this crew quarters before. It is air conditioned. You do have a head, so it absolutely works. And if you want some help on board for this is definitely a spot where they could crash for sure. But you have storage, which is super convenient. I love just having some washdown gear in here and everything. Outlets, it is air conditioned, as I may have mentioned. So, but this can be used as toy storage or dive compressors and dive tanks and all that sort of stuff. So it's a really great spot. Extra bonus room for all the gear that you want to bring with you on these trips. And finally, in the engine room, it's just huge down here. Super easy to work on. We're still in a little bit of a commissioning process. This boat just came off of the ship here, so just going through all the due diligence here, but look at how much space is in this engine room. It is awesome. This boat has the Volvo D11s, the 670 horsepower. Again, 18 knot high cruise, 900 gallons of fuel. So this will wrap up this video of just what I really love about the Sirena 58. If you have any questions for me, please do feel free to reach out using the information below this video.